Hi everyone. The 2024 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix had just finished. Unlike last week in Bahrain, the second round of the season was quite eventful, and there are many interesting things to share. So this time, we'll separate our race rankings into several videos. For today's video, we'll start with teammate comparisons. Without further ado, let's start. First, let's take a look at the qualifying and see which pair has the largest gap between them. Just like in Bahrain, Gasly is right behind his teammate, and Alpine is still lacking speed during qualifying. At Mercedes, compared to last week, Hamilton has closed the gap to Russell. At McLaren, the two drivers are still right next to each other, but this time it's Piastri in the lead. The two Haas drivers have also switched order, with Magnussen 2 places ahead of Hülkenberg. Like Hamilton, Perez has also closed the gap to his teammate and is only 2 places behind this time. Zhou crashed in the third practice. Although the team tried their best and fixed his car toward the end of Q1, he missed his last chance to make a time by just a few seconds, and is 4 places behind Bottas. Tsunoda was obviously very unhappy about the team order last week, and this week he proved his one-lap speed and made it into Q3, 5 places ahead of Ricciardo. Now into the top 3. Once again, Alonso led Stroll by 6 positions and earned himself a place in the second row of the starting grid. Albon is also well ahead of Sargent, with 7 places between them. And the star of the qualifying is Bearman. He was called in to replace Sainz because the Spanish driver had a sudden health issue. Although Bearman only had 1 practice session before qualifying, he almost made it into Q3. A 9-place gap to Leclerc may seem like a lot, but it's already quite an achievement for the 18-year-old. Now, let's move on to the race and see how the drivers performed compared to their teammates. Among all who finished the race, the 2 Sauber drivers are at the bottom and right next to each other. Last week, Bottas lost more than 50 seconds in the pit stop, and this week, the bad luck was with Zhou. Sauber definitely needs to address their issues with tire changing. Although Tsunoda made it into Q3 and had a 5-place gap over Ricciardo in qualifying, his race performance was underwhelming, and the 2 drivers finished the race next to each other again. And we have another 1-2 finish from Red Bull. Well, nothing new here, so let's move on. Hülkenberg finished 10th and earned the first point of the season for Haas, a result of great teamwork. Magnussen fought aggressively, holding all the rivals behind him so that Hülkenberg could stay in front of them after the pit stop. The Danish driver's aggressive defense earned himself 2 10-second penalties, but even with 20 seconds added to his finish time, he still ranked 12th, only 2 places behind his teammate. Compared to qualifying, Sargent performed much better in the race and is only 3 places behind Albon. Mercedes used different strategies for their drivers when the safety car came out. The strategy for Hamilton was less successful, and he could only finish 9th, 3 spots behind Russell. The same thing happened to McLaren. Norris finished 4 places behind Piastri, mainly because of pit stop strategy. Now we are into the top 3, and once again, the star of the race is Bearman. The young British driver battled with the veterans throughout the race, gaining positions in the early stage of the race and holding his position until the end. His performance not only earned him almost half of the votes for driver of the day, but also praise from his teammate and rivals. In the second spot comes the first driver who couldn't finish a race this season. Gasly had to quit the race at the very beginning because of an issue with his car. On the bright side, Alpine performed better than last week, with Ocon finishing 13th. And at the top of the list is the first driver who crashed during a race this season. Stroll's accident not only caused the end of his own race, but also affected many other drivers. Now, let's take a quick look at the teammate comparison across the first 2 rounds, and we will use the average position here. Please note that because Sainz missed the race this week, the comparison between him and Leclerc includes only the result from the first round. Here we go. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. There are more videos about the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix coming later this week, so please stay tuned. Special thanks to viewers who gave us valuable suggestions for our last video. This channel has just started and there are many things to learn. So please let us know your opinions and help us get better. Thank you and hope to see you soon. Take care.